Won't you please come join me for some midnight therapy?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Midnight Therapy. I'm your host, Kat Matthews. It has been so long since we had this therapy session together. To my loyal subscribers, I am so sorry that it's been this long. Life just got in the way. I don't know how to put it. Life just gets in the way. It is so consuming, the mundane and not so mundane things that we have to do every day to stay alive. Whether it's work, your one job, or your five others, or do this or do that. There's been no time, but finally there's time. So I'm back. The cat is back. The cat in the hat is back. The cat's out of the bag. We're here on a beautiful Thursday. My Easter break has begun. There's some perks when you work in a school or in the school setting. You can enjoy the many and multiple breaks that we get every year, whether it be weekends or a snow day or a water main break or Christmas or Easter or 3 months in the summer. It's very nice. So my Easter break has begun, so I am free for the first time in a while. And of course, what am I going to do? I'm going to podcast for my loyal 30 out there. It's growing. We might hit 50 for 50. I'm going to get you 2 episodes before Easter. That's the goal. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do one episode all about Easter and such. This one's going to be more of a recap. Try to keep it short, as I always say, but never do. There's a lot to talk about, so I'm going to speed round through a lot of different things. A little bit about me. Recap. I finished the comedy show at Hotel Anthracite. That was 2 weeks ago. 2 weekends ago on a Saturday. Big show. Way too nice of a venue, in my opinion, for a comedy show. This was like a wedding venue. Cinderella Ball-esque venue. Chandeliers and the ceiling with the marble and the white walls and the lighting. It was very, very interesting. I've done comedy shows in the back rooms of bars. I've done them in very seedy spots where there's no stage. You're just eye level sitting next to somebody talking belligerently and drinking. I've had that. And then it was like there was a big stage. There was a DJ. They were filming it. But I was not nervous. I had very good energy for this show. I was the first comic. There was 2 magicians before me. It was a little odd to have 2 magicians and a buffet. Regardless, I went up first and I did arguably the best of the 3 comics. Maybe the second guy was close, even, if not, I did a little better than him. Who knows? I don't know. I did really good. I killed. Every joke got laughs, which is rare in stand-up, especially when you're not on a big stage or, super successful. I'm a local guy, and this is in Carbondale. So to hit every joke's pretty hard. But I would say 95% of the jokes hit like I thought. My closer was really good. Never did it before. I never did a lot of the jokes before. They were all pretty new. So it was a good night. Good show at the Carbondale Hotel Anthracite. Thank you for all of you that came out for that. Other than that, life has kind of just been taken over. I've been spackling walls, because we have a baby on the way. If I didn't mention that. So we got to get a room together. You can't decorate the room if there's no room. So we built the room. So I'm YouTubing how to spackle. It's coming out all right. Should be fine. Seems to be some structural integrity to the wall, hopefully. I mean, who cares if it doesn't look great? It's going to look good enough. But we've been shopping a lot. If you notice some of the new decor, I try to do that for my viewers. This horse is very nice. Christy will say, you don't need that. Like, what are you doing buying that? You don't need that. And I go, you think this is for me? You think I wanted the horse? Like some type of immature ADHD crazed lunatic that just wants the horse because it looks cool? This is for the viewers to enjoy. This whole set, you think I bought a sarcophagus just cuz? It's for you. Everything I do is for you. Remember that song? That's me. I'm selfless. I bought the horse so that you at home could enjoy. You work hard, you come home, you want to watch Cat Matthews Midnight Therapy. You deserve visual stimulation. That's why I buy the horse and the naked women, gold woman with no face, and a little cowboy boot. That's why. Not for me, for you. And then she gets quiet. She goes, I didn't really think of it that way. I'm sorry. And I go, it's all right. Well, we were shopping, doing some baby shopping. Not fun, but I noticed something I want to talk about on the pod. The baby toy ideas. They're very interesting. Like back in the day, I used to always say that baby toys always depict the jobs, like they want babies to imitate jobs that they tell you in high school not to go into, like farming. Like kids are always playing with like farm toys, like tractors and stuff. No one is encouraging you to go to be a farmer when you get older, you know? And it's like, what are some other toys? There's like blue collar jobs, like there's like dump trucks, um, like cranes and flatbeds and police cars. Like these are the toys they want babies to play with, but they don't encourage you to do that when you get older. You know what I'm saying? I always thought that was weird. Like there's no mundane desk job playset for ages 3 to 5. Like there's no copy machine and coffee mug and spreadsheet computer. Like that's what we all go into. There's no finance playset. No crypto playset for kids. There's no lawyer playset for kids. And I used to always, comment about that. But now there was like the doctor, there was a doctor kit. They would encourage you to be a doctor, but not really many people go to be a doctor anymore. Nurse, maybe, but not doctor. That's too much. That's too much. But I used to comment on it, but now it seems like they're getting more realistic. Like I see these new toys for children, like babies and toddlers, and it's like the Target self-checkout. And it's like, at best, this is what you'll be doing when you get older. That'll be the funnest thing. And you better get used to it now because all people will be replaced by robots within, I don't know, a couple months. And it will just be the talk of an old man that this kid will hear. I'm like, well, back in the day, we would talk to the cashier and they'll go, what? What do you mean? You talk to a robot? And they'll go, no, it used to be a human back in the day. And they would say, how's the kids? And you would know them. And prices of rice is up. And you would have small talk. And they go, well, that's weird. Because ever since I was a baby, I was playing with my self-scanning Target checkout counter. So I like that, When I was a kid, there was a McDonald's one. I used to play with it, and I always wanted to work at McDonald's until they ruined my dream and said that's not a good job. Seems pretty good now, to be honest. Look, if I could go back, I'd probably be doing it. No stress, same thing every day, stability. They pay for your college, you get health care, get days off. But they said, no, you're better than that. Go to college, get 1 or maybe 2 useless degrees that you'll never pay back, and you could be just as miserable. So I noticed that. Maybe we should break out the unemployed kit toy for children. Is there that? What is that? What would that look like? The unemployed toy, like if you lose your job or your job is replaced by AI. What's that toy kit look like? Probably, I don't know, even like a fake glass of wine, like a plastic glass of wine. They put grape juice in and they could watch The View and complain. That'd be a fun game to play. Not bad. To end on the kids' toy thing, I will say, like, these kids are a little doomed. I do feel that way. A little doomed. I talked about the shows before. Like, you got Coco Melon, which is like brain control, bright colors, addicting, pointless, like no plot. And then we had like Franklin and Little Bear, and like it was calm. The color palette was like calm, like earth tone colors. The music was nice, like banjo, and there was a plot. Like Franklin did something in the episode. It wasn't just this baby with mind control frequency music jumping around a screen of nothingness. But I think the toys are reflective too. Like I think that's important. Like when I was a kid, I had like fun toys. I believe they were fun. Now, they weren't like mundane, like the Target self checkout. Even when we played with the McDonald's kitchen, the fake kitchen, somebody would have to be your customer. You would have to take the order for the Big Mac and fries and then give them the fake food, and they would pretend to eat it. They go, nom, nom, nom. The self checkout, there's nothing. It's just you playing with a robot that's not even a real robot. We are now like making fake robots for children to play with, which is a problem. And then you have to buy the self checkout toy at a self checkout at a Target. You combine that with the Cocoa Melon and a couple other things, it's not good. It's not good, everyone. Just want to let you know. We're jumping into the news recap. This is going to be a speed recap here. I'm not even going to give you takes on some of the stuff. I just want to throw it out there so I can say I covered it. It's moving so fast that I can't cover everything. The dire wolves were in the news in the past 2 weeks, that they brought them back. No, they didn't. Not really. Mike the Barber, shout out, was very passionate about this, that they're not really back. They're doing some crisper Jurassic Park stuff, turning on old genes and turning off new genes, blah, blah, blah. They're trying. They're bringing back as many old genes of the old creature and mating it with the modern equivalent or the closest equivalent species, and that baby's coming out like, I don't know, like a 1/50th dire wolf, and they're calling it a dire wolf. They've been doing this. They did it with the chicken. They made the chicken a dinosaur. They wouldn't let it hatch. They said it was unethical. Who cares? This has been going on forever. The moral of the story that I don't get, why do people even care? Who cares if they brought back this dire wolf? What are you going to do? Buy them? Have them as pets? I mean, I'll care when it's a woolly mammoth. Then it'd be cool. Should we be doing this? Probably not. Kind of goes against the laws of nature, but that was in the news for all the people that care. I'm going to give that a stupid. We're going to do cool or stupid. That's going to be the rating today. TikTok ban back in the news. Somebody threw their, hat in the ring. They want to buy it, I guess. Somebody wants to buy it. Walmart. Is it the Walden family? Is that what it is? Walden? Yeah, Walmart wants to buy TikTok. I think that's a stupid idea. Just wanted to let you know. Chaperone, friend of the show. She looks like JoJo the Clown. We love her. She's under fire from the media and stuff because she said all her friends that have kids are in hell. That it's bad to have kids, I guess. And people were mad at that. And then all these unemployed people that had the unemployed toddler kit when they were young with the fake glass of wine and the view, they're sitting home all day sleuthing on the internet, looking shit up. And they figure out that Chaperone really isn't the figure of, I guess, gay culture that she depicts herself to be. They're saying that she's appropriating gay culture and actually grew up in a pretty conservative household with some conservative values, and that she jumped on the lesbian train for fame and virality. Is that a word? To go viral. Pink Pony Club. Everyone loves that song. Like a frequency brain rot. You just sing it. I don't even know. Who cares what it's about? So yeah, that's interesting. We love JoJo. I mean, Chaperone. We love her. But that's not good. She's fallen off a little, I feel. I think she's falling off a little. Barack Obama and Michelle Obama may be getting a divorce. That's interesting. That's sad. I guess. I mean, who really cares? Who really cares? There's a rumor. Remember the rumor, the conspiracy theory that Michelle Obama was a man? Well, there's that. Anywho, hands off protest went on. Remember that? It was this big anti-Trump protest. I'm just getting this is like 2 weeks ago, so I have this stuff. Some of the stuff that already feels like ancient. That I feel like it led to nothing. It was supposed to be this big protest, led to nothing. There really isn't anything like there was. Remember, like the Women's March was big, and the BLM protests slash riots were big. Like I don't know, that's not really going on anymore. There's no big ones anymore. Knock on wood. We don't want destruction and stuff, but they drew a swastika on a couple Teslas, and that was kind of it. Kind of faded. We don't. Maybe we're forgetting how to protest in America. But no, that was a little anticlimactic. Let's talk about this story. This I hope I get the. I don't know the names, but you could look this up. There was a student, high school student at a track meet. He was stabbed. He was stabbed and killed by another student. And the student that was stabbed and killed had a twin brother, and this student died in his twin brother's arms. And I guess there was a fight or an altercation or a conversation or a heated argument over a seat. Somebody was saying, "Hey, you're in my seat," and then the next minute, stab, stab, dead. Terrible. Now the kid that was stabbed was a white kid, and the kid that did the stabbing was a black kid. Now, of course, they're going to make this a racial thing, so we think. But instead, there isn't really no one's really saying that it's racist, which is interesting. But what is happening is there is money being raised, exuberant amounts of money. I believe it's almost at $1 million now. Last time I checked, it was like maybe 300,000. It goes up every day for the one that stabbed the kid. This kid's name's Carmelo, and they're saying justice for Carmelo. Carmelo's still alive, by the way. Carmelo's the black child or black teenager, high school student that did the stabbing. They're saying justice for Carmelo, and he's getting like $1 million. And the GoFundMe raised $1 million. Now, meanwhile, the other kid that was white with his twin brother is dead. And there's not justice for the one that's dead. It's justice for the one that's alive. This is confusing. You know what I'm saying? This is odd. This is an odd story if you're following it. The one that did the stabbing is now getting the money and the justice. Is it justice for his court date? Like that they find him innocent? I don't know. You could look into it. Like I said, this is not a news show, but I'm just telling you what I find odd and reporting it on the podcast. Just a cowboy in the basement. Little interesting. Graphic design, the field of graphic design turned obsolete overnight because of AI. ChatGPT has an update, and it's almost perfect at image generation now, including logos or graphics or infographics or posters or anything. Invitations, social media, banners, anything. It can do in seconds and better than a human could ever dream. I remember back in the day working for a few companies, we charged $5,000-$6,000 for a logo around here. Those days are over. You can queue it up now, and soon it will be animating. So that's the next industry to go, animation. We're watching a lot of industries just fall, right off the cliff. So interesting to see what that's going to do to the economy and humans' self-worth. Who will be replaced next? But I've been having fun with it. A lot of people are making themselves into action figures. I actually know somebody, I'm not gonna call them out, but they tried to charge people when this first happened. They tried to charge people for the action figure, like the mock-up, the image of yourself as an action figure. He's like, I'll make you an action figure for $5 or 10. And like the boomers on Facebook were like, where's my action figure? And he's like, no, it's just a picture. And they're like, wow, you're so talented. How did you do that so quick? They don't even know what AI is. But that was funny. Then everybody figured out how to do it. That was a short-lived little pipe dream. But I admire the Barnum and Bailey attitude he had. He was like a sucker born every minute. I'll make money off this. And that's the American idea. How can I make money off this? That should be on everybody's shirt. How can I make money off this? Speaking of American dream, this Trump administration it's hard to grasp what's going on. But I don't understand it anymore with these tariffs. The tariffs are a problem. I get it. They're on, they're off, they're paused, they're back on, retaliatory. Blah, blah, blah. It's all garbage. Who cares? Stock market's down. Everyone that's complaining about the stock market being down, they're not even in the stock market. They've never bought a stock. They never watched the market. They know nothing about finance. They love complaining, though. If you are minding your own business and you're a simple person, you're middle class, you're probably not worrying about the stock market. Just so you know. Like, people think the stock market is the economy. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. But I can assure you the billionaires in the stock market are the ones maybe not worrying, but proceeding with caution. Not us. Not us. So take a deep breath. But the problem with these tariffs is it's like, oh, we're going to implement tariffs, which will bring in money, and it'll maybe make companies come back to the US and produce things here. And that's all fine and good, but I think those days are gone. And I'm sorry, and I hate to sound unpatriotic, but there's no way we're going to do that. Like, you're not going to have people working in a factory here again. You know what I'm saying? We're all spoiled and fat and lazy for the most part. And I know that sounds rude, but let's be honest. You watching, would you work in a factory 18-hour days, no health insurance, no breaks, no paid time off? Like, your ego is like, no way. Even when the factories left this country in like 2008, they were getting treated really good. They had paid time off, vacation time, great insurance. There was donuts in the office. You know, they would bring in, we're getting pizza on Friday. It's not going to be, like these factories in China are nothing like that. No one even talks to each other. They go in, they work. There's suicide nets on the windows so you don't jump out and kill yourself. Back to work. Nice try. Like, we're going to compete with that right now? I don't think so. And let's not generalize and say everybody's fat and lazy, but they're fatter and lazier than Chinese workers. Can we at least agree to that? So even if industry came back, who's going to fill these jobs? It's not going to be us. I can tell you that right now. Nobody wants it. People actually want to make more money and do less now. That's the trend. I'm one of them. I don't want to do more. I would never say, oh, well, yeah, bring the jobs back here so we could do more. No way. Ship has sailed. America lost its spot at the top of the world, unfortunately. It comes and goes. It's hard to be at the top. You always got to defend the top. You always got to keep it going and keep the empire going. It's annoying. Let us just fade into second or third and let China be in charge for a while. You're not going to compete with them. You know, we used to make everything here. Like, when you watch the History Channel, the Men Who Built America, those shows, China's in that era now. They produce everything. They're in the Rockefeller, JP Morgan era. We're just a falling empire. We're going to become a fun tourist state like Europe. Come over, look at our buildings, try our pizza, give you a tour of the river. We'll become a tourist country. We can all have tour guide jobs, you know? I could show people the Archibald pothole, you know, and give pamphlets out to the Chinese people coming over, enjoying their new territory that they just came into possession of. But that's pretty much it. I don't know what all these people are thinking. Oh, we're going to build everything here again and make everything. It's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen because our country is too busy on making money any way they can, honest or not, sustainable or not. Flash in the pan, quick flip mentality is what we do here. We don't do longevity and building and creating a thriving economy with a workforce that feels empowered and part of something bigger than themselves. We don't do that anymore. We used to. We don't anymore. And that's sad. That's sad. But let's talk about something else. What we do, however, is stunts and gimmicks. And people forget all about the sad stuff I just said and are instantly impressed by the sad or sadder gimmicks that they don't even realize is a gimmick. For example, Katy Perry is now an astronaut. Katy Perry is now an astronaut along with some other women. There was a group of women that went to space. Jeff Bezos' space company, Blue Origin, whatever. Who cares at this point? Who really cares? He had a Austin Powers Dr. Evil penis shaped rocket. These women never had any training, and they're pretty irrelevant women too. Not to be rude, Katy Perry, like I don't know, you had a couple pop songs 15 years ago. You're probably a robot. Your face glitched on stage a while back. Everybody forgot, not me. Anyways, she jumps in this penis head of a rocket. No training, no spacesuit either. They're wearing like Spirit Halloween astronaut, sexy, slutty astronaut costume. Like, you know how every costume has a sexy slut version of it? Like a slutty maid or a slutty nurse. Like, if you went to Spirit Halloween or Party City, rest in peace, Party City, if you went there and you picked out slutty astronaut, like tight spandex, slutty astronaut costume, that's what they were wearing. No hardware, no mechanics, no airtight, no helmet, no nothing. It was a spandex suit, the stupid upside down Satan logo. Shout out Mike the Barber. But they got in this thing, went to space, danced around, played with a flower for some reason, like she's some hippie from the 60s. We're up there for like 4 minutes, came down, no problem. No one got hurt. There was no bracing for impact. There was no helmet. There was no seatbelt, really, barely. They were like laying down on a lazy boy, it looked like. They touched down, and then Katy Perry kisses the dirt like she was up there for 3 years. Like she was stranded up there like those real astronauts. And that story didn't even get any coverage, by the way, with the real astronauts that got rescued. That didn't even get any coverage. But the best part was when they opened the door. Like if you look at a commercial airplane, or like if you've ever been on an airplane, you know how the door is very heavy and it locks, and there's like 5 locks to keep the pressure in. It's like pressurized. And I assume you need more of a locking airtight capsule for space than you do traveling in an airplane. Like a spaceship needs to be more Loctite and sturdy than an airplane, right? Right? Well, this door on this spaceship looked like a screen door. And it just opened, like it opened by accident and it flung open. There was no latch or like stabilizing arm on it. It just flung open like a screen door. And then they were like, oh no, the camera's rolling, put it back. And then Jeff Bezos walked up with this stupid pipe wrench key. And he was like, I'll actually open it, like take 2. And it just opened again. Like the key didn't even work. And then they came out, and then Katy Perry kissed the dirt. And then everyone's talking about it. Oh, historic, these women went to space. Not to mention, it undermines all women that are actually in like STEM fields that actually do mathematical equations and training and go through all the steps necessary to become an astronaut. That undermines them because these girls were up there with fucking hair extensions and full face of makeup, dancing around with a flower, insulting all of our intelligences. Anyways, again, just like the dire wolf, the fake dire wolf, why are they showing us this? Why is it news, and what are they really distracting us from? It's got to be something. If you're pulling out Katy Perry, a pop star from yesteryear, and saying she went up to space with her hair extensions, I don't know. Like, what is this all about? Are we just slipping more into obscurity every day where it just gets weirder? I don't know. I don't like it. All right, back to a local story. There was a botched hotel butt implant story in my local news. This man was doing these cheap and affordable butt implants in his house and at hotels. And he did one, and this woman got an infection, and I don't think she survived. Um, just want to let you know this is happening at your local Holiday Inn or Days Inn, or maybe at your neighbor's house down in the basement. Somebody is willing to go under the knife with a non-licensed doctor, and he's trying to slice open your cheek and fill it with God knows what, so your butt appears bigger. And you're willing to risk it all in your life and everything for a bigger butt done by a quack doctor in a basement. He could have filled it up with, who knows, icing, like one of those frosting bags. Who knows what he used? Anyways, rest in peace if that woman did die. A while back, there was one with the boobs. They were doing the boob jobs. The guy got caught. The one girl had cross-eyed nipples. She reported it, and that was the end of it. That's kind of her fault, though. She did it. Nobody made her go there. It was a risk. It was a risk. And it was cheaper. It was cheaper. Like the reason you went there and the reason the quality wasn't as great is because it was cheaper, especially with boobs. That's why they call it a clearance rack. Moving on. Trump showed his tariff list. And I just got to give a little shout out to the last episode. If you remember that far back when I was talking about Hitler and Antarctica and all that fun stuff. You know, Trump put tariffs on Antarctica? And everybody's like, doesn't he know there's only penguins there? Yeah, that's what. Great. You want a cookie for that? It begs the curiosity to think maybe there's not just penguins there. Maybe there's tariffs for a reason. Maybe something is coming or being produced out of there. I don't know. Maybe like military testing or certain bases or studies. Like Hitler said, optimal environment for doing studies. No bugs, cold environment, great for labs, great for experiments, great for testing. I don't know, secret technology. I don't know. I thought that was a little interesting, little homage to the last episode with Antarctica. Look into it. My soon-to-be brother-in-law came in this weekend, and we were talking. We got talking about conspiracy theories and mythological creatures, and just dinner time talk as one does. And Mike the Barber, coming up a lot this episode, he hates when I talk about the Jessup Chupacabra. He says it's fake, it wasn't real, blah, blah, blah. And I go, why do you hate it so much? Like, I saw it. It was caught on my Ring doorbell camera, and there was other photos of it. It was around, and maybe it was a mange wolf that got out. It's still a cool story, and I think there could have been lore built about it. We could have sold T-shirts, could have had keychains, maybe even got a little TV show. But Mike the Barber was set. No, it's not real. It's not real, blah, blah, blah. And I go all the time, well, what about Bigfoot? Like, there's Bigfoot stuff sold everywhere. Sasquatch, Bigfoot, the Yeti. It's everywhere. Every store, there's shirts, underwear, soap, keychains, yard signs, everything, stickers. Who has the Bigfoot? Who could prove Bigfoot's real? There was a whole TV show, got like 10 seasons. Bigfoot hunters. They never heard a damn thing. They never saw anything. They made noises. They listen to hillbillies say, I saw the Bigfoot. I seen the Bigfoot up in the creek. And then they go, and they go, did you hear that? It was a Squatch call. They did that for 20 years, the show's been on. And there's never been one Bigfoot proven to be real. That's my point, what gets me annoyed. But anyways, so I'm talking with my future brother-in-law, AJ, and we started talking about the Loch Ness Monster. And you know what the Loch Ness Monster was? For all you haters of new mythological creatures, they sell thousands of pieces of merchandise of the Loch Ness Monster. Kids wear it around, old ladies wear it around, every professionals wear it around. I believe in the Loch Ness Monster. They have hats, shirts, backpacks, stickers, everything I said before. You know what the Loch Ness Monster actually was? A lot of people thought it was like a stick or something, but it's actually far worse. It was the Loch Ness Monster was a whale penis. Look it up. These whales would sneak into the loch once in a while. They'd go in, explore, and they would flip upside down, and their penis is shaped just like the Loch Ness Monster's head and neck. It's rather large because it is a whale. A whale penis is quite large. Large is relative, but it's pretty big. And it looked like a little dinosaur head. So people are wearing around whale penis merch, yet I can't make a Jessup Chupacabra hoodie. That's too much. But wearing around a whale penis keychain your whole life is fine. I'm just saying. Look that up if you don't believe me. It's real. It's real. Ah, very sad. Very sad. Sucker born every minute, I'll tell you that. Barnum and Bailey. That's the theme of this whole episode, I guess. Kanye West is a Nazi. I said that many times in the show, but he's upping the ante with that. He has this like gold or diamond bedazzled swastika necklace, and he wears like this black Klan outfit around. That's weird. See what I'm saying? We're just kind of like diving into obscurity. It gets weirder and weirder. Like, why? Like, what's going on? Why? Why are you doing this? I don't know. Mike the Barber again. The Statue of Liberty. We're in the speed round here. We're gonna just keep going. The Statue of Liberty, a symbol of America, given to us by the French. I used to think everything just made sense, but now nothing makes sense. That statue might not be what we think it is. That statue looks almost like a lot of depictions of Lucifer. That statue may be Lucifer, the fallen angel, the light bringer. Look it up. Lucifer is often depicted holding a torch. So is the Statue of Liberty. He was also depicted commonly chained at the ankle. Statue of Liberty is chained at the ankle. The face. It's not proven who that face is modeled after. They say there a couple women come up, but it was never proven by the architect and designer of the Statue of Liberty, who was a Freemason, coincidentally. Lucifer is depicted with a crown with an X amount of points, same amount of points as the Statue of Liberty has. The Statue of Liberty's chain is broken, which they will tell you means she's not, like she's free, like we're free now, that we weren't free. Or you could take it as Lucifer is free in America. And I'm the light bringer, and this is the best embodiment of the qualities of Lucifer. Let that be the beacon of what this place is. And I'm free here. Like I'm set free here. And of course, you know the story about Lucifer and the temptation with Eve and Adam with the apple. A lot of Luciferian artwork has an apple in it because of the first temptation, of course, of man. And if it didn't get any weirder, what do we call New York? New York is the Big Apple. That's the biggest apple. This is the Big Apple. Metaphor or not. Should make you think a little. This place is the Big Apple. This place is the big temptation. This place is the big incarnation of evil. And let this be the light bringer. And let's set that free. Let's unchain that here. And there's Freemason symbology all over that thing, if you ever saw it. Symbols of Freemasonry all over the Statue of Liberty. Just want to let you go down a rabbit hole a little. Like I said, I just dip a toe on the show. You could dig deeper if you want, or you could glass right over it. Forget I even said it. They found something. They keep finding stuff in Egypt. I can't even keep up with it. They found some other tomb of an unknown pharaoh. Look that up. It's getting weird over there. There was a Chihuahua story in the local news. Very sad. This woman was charged with bestiality with her dog, and it turned out the dog was a Chihuahua. And of course, the leeches that are the media of our local news had to run this story and put that it was a Chihuahua in the headline to make everybody wonder, like, how is that even possible? I was talking about this because it was on the news when I was bartending. And a lot of the gentlemen at the bar brought up this conversation, and we were having this discussion. Like I said, this is just freedom of speech here. I'm not saying I condone any of this, but somebody brought up the point. You can hunt an animal, you can kill it, slaughter it. You could go back home and in your garage, in public, you could skin it and hang it upside down in your garage and cut all the meat off and use a chainsaw. You could do literally what serial killers in horror movies do to this animal. Then you could eat it. You can eat it. You could prepare it any way you want. You could store the meat in a freezer. You could mount the animal's head on a wall. But the minute you wish to make love to an animal, it's illegal. I don't know, like, if you think about that, like, bestiality is illegal and they report about it on the news. So you can't make love to an animal, for lack of a better term, but you can hunt, kill, and eat it and hang its head on the wall. Seems odd, doesn't it? Especially if it's your animal, it's your pet. I get that it's weird. It's beyond weird. It's disgusting, but I'm just saying, people are at the same time murdering and eating animals. Just want to let you know that. They'll go, well, that's inhumane. It's like, well, yeah, well, so is slaughtering and eating. Just think about that. Bring that up at Easter, maybe, as a debate at the dinner. You could debate your uncle on that. This episode is brought to you in part by Jack's Pub and Eatery and Three Saints Barbershop, located in historic downtown Jessup, Pennsylvania. I'm going to get you another episode on Easter. I just had to do a recap, and I had 2 weeks worth of news stories that I had to just speak to you so that you can look up more information if desired. I thought they were interesting. I had to talk about them. I had to get this quick episode in. We're going to do a deep dive Easter episode very soon. I should have it in the next couple days or so. Things are good. We're back at it. Should be back on track here with our once a week episodes. Life just takes over. Sometimes we get busy. You know how it is. We are still looking to get 50 for 50, so it's going up, but I need 50 subscribers by the 50th episode. Please don't let me down. I really appreciate all the support. Until next time, stay curious, my friends, and good night.